So today we have an interesting case. We are going to be looking at Spain, specifically Catalonia. We are going to talk about what might be possible solutions to the situation and altogether what should happen with Catalonia. As of right now, Catalonia is a region of Spain that has an entirely unique culture. Catalonia has been a part of Spain since the 15th century under King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile until recent uprisings. According to Courts.com, on September 11th of last year, Catalonians crowded in the streets, protesting their want to be an independent state. Approximately 800,000 people supported the rally, but the Spanish police, who opposes Catalonian independence, forced over half of this population to leave. This day was chosen for the rally since it is not only the Catalan National Day, but it also marks the day where Catalans were defeated by the Bourbon King Philip V, and therefore, Catalan was removed as an official language. This day symbolizes the start of their struggle to be recognized as a unique group of people. Catalonians use this day to commemorate all the lives that were lost in trying to defend their people from the king who ultimately defeated them. Later, on October 27th, Catalonia formally declared their independence. They have their own language, a very strong economy, and their own parliament. Catalonia's parliament consists of 135 members who are elected after every 4 years. The purpose of having this government is so that the Catalonians can have some control over the legislation that occurs over business and companies in the area. They also have a parliament to vote on a president of Catalonia, who can present some issues to the main government of Spain, which is located in Madrid, which is also known as the heart of Spain. Catalonia has tried to sever itself from Spain many times over the centuries and resisted attempts by Madrid to crush its culture, customs, and language. The current push for independence, however, has its roots in Catalonia's 2006 Statute of Autonomy. Since Spain's constitutional court overturned this statute in 2010, the regional government has tried unsuccessfully to have it renegotiated, which fuels demands for an independence referendum. The Catalonians are so anxious to gain independence since they are such a unique state and also have constant conflict with Spain that they are ready to resolve. Catalonia is a very wealthy state, but the Spanish government makes them pay a heavy tax that is currently leading them into debt. They also worry that if something isn't done, their culture will be completely absorbed by the Spanish government, but they are struggling with the idea of either breaking away or staying with Spain. But my question is, what is holding Catalonia back from getting their independence?
Well, Catalonia is stuck in this predicament where it can't decide to leave Spain or not, and there are some pretty big reasons why Catalonia is struggling to leave. While Catalonia almost fits all of the criteria of being a state, it is missing the piece where it is recognized internationally as a country. People don't see Catalonia as a unique and separate culture compared to Spain. Another factor that is affecting this is Spain's irredentism towards Catalonia. Irredentism is an excuse made by a country to keep ownership of that region of their country by claiming that their people live in that area, and therefore it is their right to protect that region. And currently this is occurring at the moment in Catalonia because it is one of the major economically rich cities in Spain, and if Spain loses Catalonia, their overall economy could be affected. And according to an article from political.eu, 1/5 of Spain's economic outputs and 1/4 of their exports in 2016 came from Catalonia alone. To avoid this from happening, they claim that Catalonia is still a part of Spain, and that people of Spain still live in Catalonia. And this same sort of situation is happening in the East, where the Kurds can't gain independence. And one of the reasons why the Kurds are struggling to gain their independence is that some of them inhabit a region in Iraq where the majority of oil is located. So if the Kurds were to become an independent state, they would have to take that land from Iraq, and Iraq's economy will suffer since they rely heavily on their oil exports for their economy. And therefore, Iraq's using irredentism as a way to claim their ownership of the land by saying that their people live there. And why Iraq's being so hesitant on giving up their land to the Kurds so that they can become independent. And so Catalonia also plays a big role in the Spanish government as well, because they have some say in the Spanish government already, but Spain is trying to diminish the uprisings. Also, much of Catalonia's sports teams, specifically their soccer team, represents themselves as a part of Spain when participating in worldwide tournaments and in the Olympics. And this can be seen as another reason why Catalonia is struggling to leave, since their sports teams are a part of Spain, just like Quebec. Quebec's team is represented as Canada when they compete in a worldwide tournament, or specifically when they compete in the Olympics.
Okay, so I get it now. Catalonia is facing a struggle with Spain economically, but I also thought that another reason that Catalonia is struggling to get sovereignty or the ability to self-rule is that they might have a domino effect with neighboring countries.
Yeah, you're right. People worry that if Catalonia gets its independence, it risks causing balkanization in nearby countries. Since nationalists in Scotland, Flanders, Pandania, Madeira, and Scania might uprise also, because in the past they've been fighting for a similar cause. And if Catalonia gets the okay to become a country, they could feel like they could do the same thing, and therefore push for the same outcome. And the problem with this is that this would cause a bunch of states to become smaller microstates that could present a bigger conflict, because at the moment there's already a lot of tension and violence present as people are becoming more frustrated. And with the creation of a large amount of smaller states, this could cause even more violence. Just like what similarly occurred in Yugoslavia, where so many different ethnic groups were inhabiting the same space and ultimately led to violence. And if balkanization were to occur, the tension and violence already beforehand will probably affect the neighboring countries and lead to more violence. And since all of these new emerging states are in such close proximity to each other, and they're all weak and unstable to start out with in the first place, it might cause conflict to occur. And so, despite all these factors that can deter Catalonia from leaving, what can Catalonia do to solve this?
Even though there is not one right answer, there are multiple ways Catalonia can view their situation. One possible solution to this is for Spain to develop a whole new constitution, recognizing both the right to self-determination and the principle of territorial integrity would lay the foundation for peaceful coexistence between Catalan separatists and Spanish unionists. The 1978 Spanish Constitution resulted from an agreement between very diverse ideological and territorial interests. After the death of General Francisco Franco, the Spanish nationalist right was exhausted and unable to sustain an authoritarian regime that had isolated Spain from Europe and was rejected by the large majority of the population. With the recent conflict with Catalonia, this has shed light upon the dysfunction of the constitution. It has become clear to Spain now that they need a new constituent process in order to establish a more transparent, democratic, and efficient institution. In my opinion, this would be the best option for both Catalonia and Spain. Since Catalonia is one of Spain's most wealthy countries, it would harm them significantly if they were to break off and become their own country. Also, if Catalonia were to gain independence, they would need to gain recognition from supranational organizations. There would also be new problems that would spring up that no one probably even thought of. To avoid further escalation of the current conflict, Spain urgently needs to engage in a new constituent process. So that's all we have for today on the debate of what should happen to Catalonia.
It was so nice talking to you, Gabby.
You too. Have a good day.